Welcome back to the next episode of The Old Guy in the Net.
Another chapter in the Old Guy in the Net journey. Here, filling in for Team Gangrene. It is Tuesday, I don't know, April 25th maybe. I'm in Brandon. Gangrene against Clockwork Orange.
Picking up where the Old Guy in the Net left off. It's Tuesday night. Prior weekend, I had just played in the Can-Am tournament in Fort Lauderdale, and we got our butts kicked. You can check that out right here if you haven't seen that episode. It's episode 42. And now, jumping back into my leagues. My Goons team that plays in Ellington, we're 9-6-1. We're in third place, and we're about to start our playoffs. My Savages team is just getting started. We won our first game. That's the new season. That's Thursday night in Brandon. I'm in between seasons with my 50-plus league on Sunday afternoons. So right now, I'm kind of feeling like I need another team to play for. I feel like there's room in my schedule to find another challenge. So I've been browsing the goalie subs list, just kind of looking for an opportunity to jump on a team and play some games. So we'll see in the coming weeks how that plays out. So right here tonight, browsing those Facebook pages, I found Gangrene here needed a goalie. It's always interesting as a goalie filling in when you're playing for a team that plays in your division that you've played against before, so you kind of know what they're all about. And Gangrene, when this episode was recorded, they were like last place team. For me, accepting to play for them, I know it's going to be a challenge to try to get them a win. And I love that. I'm all for that. The guys on this team, they're all good guys. I want it to turn around for them. So I always say yes. When they need a goalie, I always jump in there. And if I can get them a win, it's probably going to help my Savages team in the standings because it's probably against a team that's chasing my Savages. Let's see how it turns out. All right, for this game, I went with the best setup I have. Well, let's back up. This isn't the best setup I have. This is the most professional setup I have. This is my Bauer Ultrasonic Pro pads and gloves. This is top-of-the-line equipment, but it doesn't fit me properly. Pads are too big. The gloves are great. Love them. Best gloves I've ever had. My wife got me these pads for Christmas. I'm trying to use them. I'm hoping, I don't know, overnight I grow maybe an inch or two, or maybe the pads start to drop, sag. Yeah, something. It isn't going to happen. This is what I went with. I wore them over the weekend in Fort Lauderdale. They've been kind of sitting on my shelf for months, and I'm really trying to force myself to use them and to finally accept the fact that this isn't going to be a set that I can actually use in games. So the only way of finding that out is actually to get out there and wear them, see how I perform in them. Let's roll it and let's see how it goes. So it's late in the first period. It's 0-0. I'm making some stops. Gangrene, they're happy with the way I'm performing. I can hear them on the bench yelling support. And then I make this save, and I can see I'm not square with the shooter. Is it a sign of things to come? Possibly. Is it equipment related? I make the save. I get my shoulder on it and stop it. But I think the shooter noticed I was giving up glove side and, kind of cheating blocker side. But I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing.
No score after one. Couple of close calls.
Early in the second period, Clockwork Orange finally gets on the board. I'm down on one knee. Pass goes out into the slot. Look where I am. I'm so deep in the net, I'm almost banging up against the camera. I need to be up on my feet, and I need to come out top of the crease, challenge the shot. Instead, I went from the post, slid right across the crease into the middle of the net, but I'm deep in the net. I'm giving up too much. Not only does it beat me, my attempt to make the save, it's wrong. I don't know it at this point as I'm playing in this game, but I'm in the middle of a slump. So we're down 1-0, then I make a couple of saves here, which are okay, pretty squared with the shot. And then they score again to make it 2-0 on this. I'm off balance, I'm falling.
So I made a block of save on the right of the net, which kind of spun me a little bit. The winger was down low, he banked it off my arm into the net. So I gotta seal that post. It's not part of my game right now.
Clockwork scores again to go up 3-0 here in the second period. And on this one, I'm too deep in the paint. The original puck carrier breaks down the left side. I'm in good position with him, but then he drop passes to his teammate. Our defenseman challenges, and then I think as he skates in, I start to back up. If I had just stayed on top of the crease, even though my defenseman is getting close to me as he's backing in, I still can't back up. I need to stay there. And if we bump into each other, so be it. But I need to stay on top of the crease to be in position to make the save. Instead, I don't. I back up, and this guy just snipes me over my shoulder, and we're down 3-0. Getting beat glove side. Do we try to catch everything with the glove? I would have been better off blocking it with my shoulder. That was the position I was in. My style is to keep the glove out, extended, kind of in front of me. I would have had to bring it up to catch that. I think I would have been better off trying to block it with my shoulder, and obviously I'm too slow to react, too deep in the net, and it goes in. And again, these are the goals you give up when things aren't going right.
Down 3-0, not a good period.
Clockwork goes up 4-0 on this. I don't like my positioning here. Instead of crouched over here with my paddle down, maybe if I'm butterfly, pads out, stick down, I make this easy save. We're down 4-0, and I'm just not playing a strong game for this team, and it's disappointing. In this goal, it gets waved off. The referee says the net was off. I think when I push off to go right to left, I knock the net off the pins. Look what happens. I know the shooter's getting in position. I try to get over. Is it the pads that's restricting me from sliding over? What is it? Clearly don't get square with the shot. I'm reaching. You can see me reach with my leg, reach with my glove, and he just flips it over me. Easy open net goal. I got to get in position. I got to come across. I knew the pass was coming to this backdoor guy. So I read the play. I need to get over there and get square with the shot. I don't do that. He flips it in the net. The referee later comes in, calls it no goal, and kind of gave us a break there, but we're still down 4-0. They're just out skating us, out shooting us, out chancing us, out everything. It's just not looking good right now. So we finally get on the board. It's 4-1, and that's pretty much the way it will finish up. When I'm called upon to play for another team, I'd like to think that I've played well enough that if they're in the need of a goalie again, they will not hesitate to reach out and get in touch with me. In this case, I don't feel that I played well enough to warrant that. They'll go elsewhere, quite frankly, which brings me to this thought. When I was searching for some games to play in, came across some posts from goalies that had been let go from their teams that they're playing for. And basically the teams were like, hey, we're trying to win and we feel like you're not carrying the load. And these goalies are highly disappointed. That's the way this position goes, guys. If we're not giving our team a chance to win game after game and season after season, then you got to think these teams want to be competitive and maybe once in a while take a swing at the championship. They're going to look elsewhere. That's just the fact of the matter. If you're not keeping the puck out of the net and they're losing games, they're going to look to try to improve their team or their chances. And if you're the weak link, then sorry, they're going to find a replacement. And that goes for me. That goes for all of us. us. We're all expendable. So that's why when I play, we're only as good as our last game. That's how I feel. So if we're getting lit up out there, I feel like someone's right behind us ready to take the spot. So if that doesn't motivate you to improve, to be better, to be a student of the position, meaning while you're not playing, what are you doing to help yourself so the next time you're out there, you're a better goalie? There's so much stuff out there. Training videos. Are you stretching? Are you getting off-ice practice? Goalie coach working with you? There's so many things. Even so, as I say this, some guys must be like, what is he talking about? It's beer league. Who cares? It's only for fun. I get you guys. That's your way of looking at things. But for me and other people who play, this is important to us. This is what we're playing. This is the level that we're at. So if this is the highest level we're going to achieve right here, why wouldn't we want to be the best at it? Why wouldn't we want to try to perform well? Nobody likes to get lit up or scored on and mocked in the net, right? No, I don't want to. I'm always looking to improve my play. And that's talking to other goalies. That's learning from other goalies. That is when I'm not playing, taking in information, absorbing information, anything that I think is going to help me. Searching for new equipment, buying new equipment, trying new equipment, all that stuff. Anything that I think is going to give me a little bit of an edge over the goalie that I was yesterday, I'm all for it. Again, this game didn't go my way. Right now, at this point, I'm in a little slump. I think my losing streak in league games is going to extend to like 7, and it's going to eat me up. Now, this was a Tuesday night. The next morning, Wednesday, you'll see I played at Wesley Chapel. I was hoping to turn the page a little bit and get back on track, and nope, it doesn't happen. I get lit up. It's very brief. I put a few clips in here, but you'll see. Same type of thing, committing early, just not moving correctly, cheating, guessing where the shots are going, not getting square with the shooter. And it's not fun when this starts happening. It's like the floodgates have opened. The puck's going in every which way.
No, you get Mark. I made up for sure. I made it even. My gap.
Oh yeah, you filming?
Yeah,
oh,
so
sick.
On YouTube, my channel is Old Guy in the Net.
Okay.
Check
Old
it
Guy
out,
in the Net.
you'll
All
see
right,
yourself
nice,
in there, right?
Good shit.
Especially if you scored tonight.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
All right, brother. Good work, man.
Yeah, good work.
Peace.
But I just can't convince myself I couldn't live with no one else.
All right, so it's Wesley Chapel, and here in the early going, make a save, down on the butterfly, fine. Rebound goes right out to my friend here, Ben. And I'm in position right now to slide over. I have my right pad down. My weight is somewhat on my left skate. If I push off there hard and slide across, I will then square up and possibly get a piece of this and make the save. Instead, I don't quite have that butterfly slide tool in my repertoire yet at this point in my game. So instead I go old school and I try to dive across and make a save, and it goes into the net. That's just where I am. Later, Max comes down here and fires a wrist shot right by me. If I wasn't struggling, I'd be okay with this goal, but I am struggling. Max has one of the, if not the hardest wrist shot I've ever faced. It is a high, professional, quick release with a lot of speed. Anyway, beats me, and I can't say I was back in the net, and I don't have no excuses. I'm on top of the crease. Yeah, there's a defenseman there, but I get beat again. And then this one goes in, and this kind of sums everything up of where I am in my game, as I've been talking about with gangrene and the struggles. Shooter comes in, I'm in position, I make the save, but then I'm reaching. I'm falling backwards. I'm not balanced. I'm not square. Look at where my glove position is behind me. All wrong. I need to, square my head up with the puck, slide over, get tight against that post. I don't know what I'm doing in this goal here. I'm again, reaching, flips it into the open part of the net. As I'm watching this, if you watch the guys in white here, you can see in their body language, they're kind of like, oh man, another one. Like, this guy, he's not stopping him today. when we're not playing well and everything's going in, you see it in your teammates. You see the letdown their body language gives off. It's just like, come on, make a stop for us. And on this morning, it's not happening. And let's continue to roll. There's a few more goals here we'll show you. Another goal, glove side, well placed. I'm on top of the crease. I'm in good position, and I just get beat again. I think that's Chad that scores here. A highly offensive, skilled player. And unfortunately for me at this time, I'm struggling in my game, and I'm facing some good shooters. And they're having their way, and that's part of the position, Not square and way out of position. My right leg needs to come forward here, and I need to face the shooter. Instead, I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing. And the guy just pretty much throws it at my feet or at the far side of the net, easily goes in. And that's just the kind of morning it was for me. And that's just kind of where I am in my game. Sometimes stepping away, taking a few days off, taking a game off, skipping a pickup session might help kind of reset, just not to think about it, get away from it. Sometimes that works. For me, I had to get to Boston. I had to get to Boston to run the M Street Softball League. That starts May 1st. Here it is, April 26th. So I got in my car and drove 24 hours straight to Boston and ended up at this place, which just happened to fall on the weekend that I was in Boston. So I signed myself up for this tournament, and what an eye-opener. So my dad was big into hockey. He's the one who got me into hockey. And I don't know, maybe around I was 12, 13 years old, he got us a Benej Table Hockey game that for Christmas. And my brother and I played this table hockey game for years. I had leagues. All the neighborhood friends would come over to our house and we'd play this game for hours and hours and hours. So we grew up on the Benej Table Hockey. Now, find out about this table hockey, which is Benej. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It looks the same. It's the knobs and all, but it plays completely different. The puck is tiny. It slides around differently. The goalie's the toughest adjustment. If you're used to Benej where you slide it back and forth, well, this is entirely different. I couldn't get used to that. But anyway, this group here, they have a league. They meet once a month and play all these games, and it's very organized. The guys here, Steve Bernstein, great guys. People flew in or drove in from all around the country, and it was, you know what it was? I got my ass beat every single game. That's what it was. The slump continued. Whether I'm on the ice playing ice hockey goalie or playing table hockey, the beatings continued. I did not win a game, folks. I think I was 0-10. Maybe scored in those 10 games. I think I scored 5 goals and gave up 50 or something like that. Something outrageous. They keep stats on everything, by the way. It's very competitive. They had played a round robin of games, and then they seeded you, or they placed you in an A or a B division, and then they had games in those divisions, and then they had playoffs and all that. I was just trying to get a win, and it just never happened. This Benej game here, you really have to play for some time, and then you'll get better. But it's nothing like the Benej Table Hockey. But it was a weekend of fun. You know, I got away from the ice. I didn't think about ice hockey. I was here with these guys. My friend Chuck and his son joined us. They didn't have much luck either. And it was just, it was interesting to see after all these years that table hockey is alive and well in some areas. That it's very organized and that there are guys that are still playing. I kind of thought it was gone. You know, when I stopped playing, I didn't hear much about it after that. But here it is, alive and well. And they have this every year, the New England Table Benej Classic Hockey Tournament in Sharon, Massachusetts. If you're interested, check it out. In the next episode, my Goons team plays the Solar Bears in the playoffs. Not quite the matchup I want to be taking on while having the struggles that I'm currently dealing with. Let's see how that game turns out. And then later, my Manatee ball hockey crew traveled down to Naples to play in a preseason NBHL ball hockey tournament. So that's all in the next episode. Once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate all my subscribers. I'd love to hear from you. Many of you do reach out to me. Please continue to do so. And we will see you in the next episode. Peace.